Welcome to Financial Roll Call. I'm Johnny, a police officer and military veteran. This channel is about discipline, long-term thinking, and building financial security the same way we build careers, through consistency, structure, and decisions that compound over time. No hype, no shortcuts, just clear thinking and repeatable systems. There are already police vehicles operating in the United States right now without officers inside them. They patrol neighborhoods, they monitor traffic, they record violations, they issue citations, and in some cases, they deploy drones from the back of the vehicle that respond to incidents before a human officer even arrives. This isn't a concept. This isn't 10 years away. This is already happening. And most people, especially in law enforcement, are not paying attention to what this actually means. Because the real issue is not technology, the real issue is what happens when the system no longer needs as many people to operate. Let me be clear about something up front. I'm not saying police officers are going to disappear. That's not realistic. What I am saying is this: the system is evolving in a way that requires fewer officers to do the same amount of work, and that right there is where the financial problem begins. Think about how policing has traditionally worked. Manpower has always been the backbone. More calls, you need more officers. More traffic enforcement, you need more units on the road. More coverage, you hire, train, and deploy more people. That model has been consistent for decades, but now technology is starting to take over the most repeatable, predictable, and scalable tasks. Traffic enforcement, automated. License plate recognition, automated. Surveillance, automated. Report generation, assisted by AI. Dispatch optimization, algorithm driven. And what that does, slowly over time, is reduce the dependency on manpower. Not eliminate it, but reduce it. And here's the part most people miss. The system does not need to replace you completely to change your financial future. It just needs to need fewer of you. Let's break that down in real terms. If a department used to need 100 officers to operate efficiently, and now technology allows them to operate with 80, that doesn't sound like a big deal on the surface. But those 20 positions, they disappear, or they never get filled, or hiring slows down, or overtime gets reduced, or budgets get reallocated, and over time, that pressure builds. Now take that a step further. What happens when technology improves even more? What happens when response times are supplemented by drones? What happens when documentation is partially automated? What happens when surveillance systems reduce the need for physical patrol? You start to see a shift. Not overnight, but gradually. And gradual shifts are the most dangerous ones, because people don't react to them until it's too late. Now let's talk about the financial side, because this is where it actually matters. Most people in law enforcement build their entire financial life around one thing: their paycheck, their base salary, their overtime, their pension. That's the structure. And for a long time, that structure worked. But here's the reality. That structure assumes stability. It assumes predictability. It assumes that the system will always need you at the same level it does today. And that assumption is no longer safe. Because when technology enters a system, it doesn't just change how the work gets done. It changes who gets paid. If a department invests in systems instead of personnel, that money doesn't go to you. If efficiency increases, that doesn't always increase your income. In many cases, it reduces the need for additional income opportunities. Less overtime, fewer shifts, more competition for positions, and now you're in a situation where you are still working, You are still showing up, but your financial growth is limited. And here's the bigger problem. You don't control any of it. You don't control department budgets. You don't control policy decisions. You don't control how technology is implemented. You don't control how many officers are needed 5 years from now. But if your entire financial life depends on your job, then your financial future is controlled by a system you do not own. That is the risk. Not robots, not AI, dependence. This is why I talk about ownership so much, because ownership changes the equation. When you rely only on earned income, you are trading time for money. And if something reduces the value of your time, your income is affected. But when you own assets, you are no longer relying only on your time. You are building systems that generate income independently of your labor. Let me simplify this. There are only 3 stages here: paycheck, ownership, control. Most people stay stuck at the paycheck level. They work, they earn, they spend, they repeat, and they assume that cycle will always be there. But the people who move forward are the ones who take that income and convert it into assets, investments, businesses, cash flowing systems, things that exist outside of their job. Because once you have assets, you now have something working for you, even when you're not working. And that's where control begins. Control is not about quitting your job. It's about not being dependent on it. So when changes happen, when systems evolve, when departments shift, you are not financially exposed. You're positioned. And this is the shift that needs to happen from operator thinking to owner thinking. Operator thinking says, I go to work, I get paid, I'll be fine. Owner thinking says, I use my income to build something that protects me. And right now, with everything that's happening, this shift is no longer optional because the system is changing, whether people want to admit it or not, whether they see it or not, whether they agree with it or not, it's happening. And the people who prepare will be in control. The people who don't will be reacting. So the question becomes, where are you positioned? Are you relying completely on your paycheck? Or are you building something outside of it? Because if your income stops tomorrow, what continues? That's the question most people can't answer. And that's the problem. If you want to understand how to make that shift, how to move from paycheck dependence to ownership and control, I put together a briefing for you. It breaks down a simple system specifically for disciplined professionals on how to start building that transition. You can download it below, because at the end of the day, this isn't about fear. It's about awareness. And once you see the shift, you can't unsee it. The only thing left is what you do about it. Briefing complete. I speak for myself, not any department. I provide the map. You drive the car. Do your own research. Stay safe.